Second Chances Summit returns to Rockford for its 6th year. This event offers free legal aid to those who are eligible to have their criminal records sealed or expunged. Since State Senator Steve Stottleman started this event in 2018, almost 500 people met with a free attorney to prepare their case before it goes before a judge. In previous years, attendees also received support to enter back into the workforce and learn about education opportunities. This year's summit will happen from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. March 27th at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford.
This background has really prohibited them from moving on. I mean, employers aren't supposed to discriminate when it comes to past records, but I think many people have found it's really been a hindrance in trying to get that job interview and finally land on that job because of what may have happened in this past.
I will run into people who I've helped previously, and they will tell me how this has changed their lives, allowed them to get a much better job. And they're very, very grateful and thankful.
We are looking for volunteer attorneys who are willing to work that day. We provide training. They get free MCLE credits. They can register by calling Prairie State Legal Services. As far as clients, it is a pre-registration